Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a while, but have been a little bit sick and we don't want to talk about it. Anyway, MEFA approached me to review their dip powder starter kit, and this is what the packaging looks like. I tore it accidentally, that's my fault. Anyway, so it has included in the starter kit is dip powder for four of them, one activator, one base, one brush saver, and it says a gel top, but it's actually not gel. You don't have to cure any stages of this dip system. So before somebody goes saying anything, they're not naked. They're actually a couple layers of base coat I put on my Nailtiques Formula 2 regular, and I also used a strength builder from LA Colors, super strength nail hardener. I get this at Dollar Tree. And then on top of that, I have a coat of what would be my version of Northern Lights. This is a Northern Lights bottle. I just add my glitters to it and put it in the shaker because it always sticks. Northern Lights sticks anyway, and I think that's a lot of pet peeve about a nice hollow topper, but yeah, it's on there. You can barely see them, but I wanted to make sure that I had something on here before I left the house yesterday because last night, sorry. Anyway, so that's what's in this starter kit. I'm going to move this aside and show you everything that comes inside. So you should always get the steps. I would suggest that you read through them, even read through the rest of it. Just briefly teach you, tell yourself how to do it. And there are some really good tips in here by applying the base to half of your nail and then dipping it. I don't push my finger in, I set my finger in, so there's not a big chunk of it at the end. Will get bigger if you push your finger in, and I'll show you how I do it. Anyway, so these are all the steps. It does come with some tips, and I suggest that you get your brushes into that brush saver. What I do is I start with one finger, and I'll show you this here in a second. I start with one finger. I put the base coat on it. I dip it, well, my dip, this way, and then I take it out, and then I move to the next finger. I put the base on this, I dip it, take it out, brush this one off, and then move on. So I would base coat this one, dip it, bring it out, and brush this one off. You can do that in all 5 of your nails and then start over again if you want to do a second dip. I wouldn't go any further than 2 or 3 dips, only because after 3 they get pretty thick. So be careful and just being conscious of what you're doing. So my right hand, which happens every time, I break my 3 nails opening my Jeep door. So I think I want to sell it just for that reason. Okay, so it comes in a nice little tray like this, and O2 just means step 2. This is possibly a white. I think this one's more clear than white, but we'll find out. This is a very pale pink. It's really, really pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And this one is a sparkling, it has a base with a, I think they're red and maybe magenta. I'm not really sure, but here's the swatch from that one. Aren't those pretty? I think it's hollow and magenta or red. I don't know, but it's gorgeous. But I don't want to use a sparkly one in my demo because sometimes it throws the light, like this nice little skull head on my, it throws the light. So it's the same process. I'm not saying it's any harder to do, but it throws the light. But yeah, this is a beautiful, I can't even tell you how pretty it is. Anyway, enough with that. So in the kit you get 00, and this is the brush saver, and I can't stress enough to wash your brushes. You can wipe them, you know, like on a paper towel in between dips. That's not that bad, but before you put this away, you should clean your brush saver, and just put it in there, put the lid on it, shake it around for 10 seconds or so, take it out, wipe it off, put it back where it belongs. So this is the brush saver. And then step 1, this is the base. And these are 15 milliliter bottles. And again, keep these really, really tight. Keep them tight, but inside there is the little plastic thing that keeps you from, well, if you wipe it, it doesn't go down the neck of the bottle on the outside. So these bottles are very nice, good choice, and the brush is of a good size. So this is step 1, base. And then after you finish dipping however many times you want to, this is the 03, so remember this would be 02. So 00 is the brush saver, 01 is the base. The dip powder is 02, so you would use this next. And then after you put on your 2 or 3 coats, however many you want, do 10, I don't care. I don't know how that would look, but 03, step 3 is the activator, and the activator is what hardens the powder. And you let it sit a few seconds, maybe just enough to get it on every nail, and then go back and file and buff your nail as you would shape it the way you want it. The activator has to be dry though. So, and then 04, it says gel top. These do not need any lamp or no UVs, no LED, no nothing, no lamp. It's not a gel top. It's actually just a top coat. It does dry fairly slow, so I would say, I think it says in the directions maybe 2 minutes, but I think it also depends on how thick you put it on. So here's the set. We have the beautiful sparkling. So 01 is the brush saver. Remember, you can clean off 03 doesn't usually need it. 04, if you feel like it's getting gummy on the bottom, drop it in the brush saver. And I can't stress enough how much you want to use the brush saver. And then we have all the colors. So here we go. I am going to pause this. You won't notice, but maybe you will. I'll be right back. Okay, here's just a couple of things that you are going to need. A white buff block. You can use the green, but if you overdo it on a nail that you want thinner, then I would say go ahead and get one of the green ones. This one's a little beat up, but one of coarser one. So a buffing block. You can also use a buffer that comes in these ones. This one, or the file, the coarse grit, and then a medium grit to refine the shape. So you just work it down to whatever thickness that you want. I would always suggest that you have a fan brush, and I dedicate this one to my dip systems because it kind of gets a little crusty. I just kind of push it out, clean my brush out after it's dry. So you'll need one of these, and if you have it, a kabuki brush is also something really good to use. And I will tell you that this dip powder gets everywhere. It doesn't matter what system you're using. It has this fine powdered grit, and when you're done with all of them, right before you want to activate it, I suggest that you get a kabuki or a thicker brush and brush it as many times as you want, because it is going to knock off a little bit more. And then when you go in with your activator, you won't get any on the activator brush. So you want one or both of these, and one or hopefully both of these. Be right back. Okay, so what do I have? I got here is 00 brush saver. I'm going to loosen it but not open it up very far. I want it here in case I need to clean my base brush, the 01 step base. What I do have to do is remove the surface shine from my... I'm just going to buff this down a little bit because it's the Northern Lights, well, my version. And I'm just going to do that and buff the shine off. Be right back. Okay, so we're back. I have this hand, the surface shine is, I just buffed it down, and before somebody yells at me about the dirt or the yellowing of my nails, I believe it is some of the medication I take, but we don't have to go there either. This came out of a different dip system, and this is the little cup that I like to use. You can use it for a French manicure if you want it to look French, your dip system. Probably not the best nail to show that off with, but you would dip into the powder, hold it there for a few seconds, and then take it out, and then go to a different color. So these are very, very full. I will tell you, warning, when I open them, I try to put like a piece of paper down, and so that it's already creased, so that I can just close it and put it, or put them down to the middle and give it back to the pot or whatever I'm using. And make sure it's not like really sticky paper because it won't work. Dip powders are really a different species. I don't do acrylic nails, and I want to know if somebody out there knows this. If you do this dip system with an acrylic monomer, will it work like an acrylic, or will it be one big clump? Someone do it. I don't do acrylic, so I can't tell you myself. All right, so I am going to set this in here, roll the thing to the side of maybe 2 times, and then bring it out. It kind of just, this is not the way the directions go, but maybe I should give you a better directional. Okay, so I'm supposed to do like half the nail up the first time you go in. A little past half, I'd say maybe 3/4 of the nail. I'm just gonna dip in, take it out, like literally if it doesn't stick in 4 to 5 seconds, it's not going to. I see a little spot on the edge. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right there. So I am gonna just dip that again. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the unevenness. It'll fix itself. So then we're going to go to this one. And if you happen to get any of this on your skin, it really is like super glue. So try not to flood your sidewalls and cuticle area. Gonna dip in. Knock your finger off. Remember, now I'm going to go backward to this nail. Brush it off. It's still a little wet. Oh. Okay, that happens. It's all good. What I don't want to happen is, see, my skin is stuck to it. Okay. So now we're going to do the pinky. I'm hoping I'm not out of frame. Oh, I guess I kind of was. I'm going to go back and brush this one off now. See if we got all of that one. It's still a little wet. Now we're going to work on the bum. About 3/4, I would say, is the strength is in the apex of the nail, so I'm assuming that's why you go 3/4 the first time, and then the rest of it is the same. So and the reason I do all 5 of them in a row before I go back to do a second coat is the first time around the brush in the base coat is not getting dirty. So be mindful, remember, and keep your brush cleaner close. So that's the first step. I'm going to go back and show you step 2. And if you brush these off, I'm going to go off camera here for a second, and I'm going to use my kabuki. I can get the majority of the loose brushed off, so it doesn't get so much onto on the brush. Here, let's do this one as a full nail, and I'll just work with you guys on one nail and then go do the rest myself. And I will show you at the end. Just see me like take a quick look at it. Seems like there was a hair on it. So I'd say make sure you have your dip system out, ready to go before you start putting the base coat on. And that may sound ridiculous, but that's how you would do it. I'm just trying to get this a little bit. I think I left a drip there. I mean, telling you people, everything will show up on this. So I'm going to go back to this side. What an awkward position. That side, and put some base on it. And I am going to take it all the way down. Ugh. Now there's a dog hair on it. See, I'm going to just kind of set it in there and rock it back and forth. Stick to yourself. All right, I'm good with that. You could keep your little Wadena around, and that will help you clear, like if you've touched your sidewalls or your cuticle area, you can use Wadena to clean that up a little bit. So, all right, this time I think I want to try and get that in the dip system, or in the brush cleaner, sorry. So I'm going to do full on without that side. And remember that, just swish it around a little bit. This is brush cleaner. And I'm just going to wipe it off the middle, which might have defeated my purpose, but that's all right. Just so I could show you guys. And get that one back in. All right. So I am going to dip this nail. It was still wet. Forgot about it. So I'd say you could probably go like maybe 5 seconds without, you know, worrying about getting your finger into the dip, or maybe even 8. But that ridge right there, I'm going to fill in. Or we're going to file it off, sorry. So let's set this aside. Get this lid on and make sure it's tight. I'm also going to, these are really sealed, and when you get them, depending on how many people shook it, make sure you just put a red piece of paper under it when you open it up, because some will come out, and I really don't like to waste product. I know that's what happened when I did when I opened this one. It was crazy full, and some of it opened out or spilled out when I opened it. So yeah, all right. So now we're going to use step number 3, and this is your activator. I've gotten a lot of questions on a couple of my other videos. One of them's been watched like 3,000 times, but people, I don't think I needed that much activator. I don't know what I was doing. So, I mean, I was just going and going. You can paint over this, just do not use the top coat. You can put stencils on, you can hand paint, you can stamp, you can do whatever you choose to do on the dip system. You don't have to, you can paint over them if you want. You could stamp it, you can do whatever. And I've had so many people ask me that why you can't do it if you put the top coat on, though. This top coat is really thick. I mean, like, I could wear the dip system for, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 days, and then when I get bored of whatever color I picked, then I paint them. Or, I think that was too wet. I'm going to see how much that shows up. I paint them or stamp them or put water decals on. You can, you know, as long as you do not use acetone to soak off what you're putting on, then the dip system is okay. I'm going to break out a big gun here because I don't like I would never use a 100 or a 180 grit on my natural nail. This is the one I boogered up, and I'm trying to show you guys it's not that hard to fix. And here we go. That's good. Now I'm going to buff it off. Some of you may not like the thickness of the tip. So that was 2 solid dips. And what I do when I'm coordinated enough, I file forward and kind of thin that the tip out. This nail has a serious curve on it. Like, not, do you see these two? Different. All right, so I'm going to kabuki brush that off and straight acetone. I'm going to show you what to do. With a clean, lint-free wipe, you can get some of this to remove. Just smooth it out. Oh, that little spot will not come off my finger. Oh, there, we got it. So although that looks thin, it isn't truly going to matter unless you are going to wear these without painting them. Sorry. Jeez. My brain is leaving. Okay, so I am going to finish up the rest of these. Maybe I could show you guys one more and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm just pouring it into this little French tip. So what it goes telling you is that's what this is designed for. If you use white on the top and pink on the back, you can do that. You paint the front with the base coat and you would dip it in like something like that and then take it out, and then that would be the tip of the nail, and then you would paint the rest of it and put the whole thing in. So, all right, we're not doing that though. here we go. Base coat, step 1. I'm going to try to make sure that I get an even coat of base coat on here, because this nail is really crooked too. So here we go, into the system with a good, just set it in there. I rock it back and forth just to make sure I get the sidewalls covered. And then bring it out. You can tap your nail off. Now, if you're using this in a salon, you're not going to put this back in there and contaminate your bottle of dip system. I would say just use small amounts in a separate container. That way you can toss out what has been, I don't want to say contaminated, but by somebody else, germs or whatever. And then you can keep the pot size clean. What am I saying? Yeah. If you use it in a salon, you'd have to keep it a little bit cleaner. I'm gonna hit this kabuki brush. Telling you people, this stuff goes everywhere too, but I love dip systems. I can't say how many times I know they have saved my nails. So truly with the activator, you really should only go like 1 stroke down. And I automatically just cap the end. I don't know why I do that, but I do. So that was 03. And now I'm going to set this off camera because I don't want it to spill. And I tell you what, I will spill it. All right, so again, I go cuticle area, sidewall, and then I go across the top. This is it's about as good as you get. I'm not a professional. Everybody knows that. I don't do nails for a living, and I don't claim I do. Somebody like to come over and pay me, then I guess it would be for a living. So here we go. That is that one. I'm just going to wipe this off with acetone again. This one. It's amazing how smooth you can get this nail with just a little bit of acetone. Be careful because it will eat through what you're doing here. And then I'm going to break out. I have never used a dip system top coat. Is that bad? So there we have it. Finished, complete, top coated. It's, it's as good as, like, remember, I don't want to keep this one. I'm not going to keep them pink, but I wanted to use pink for a demonstration. So I am going to paint them. So I will end up probably taking that top coat off, but it's fine. So here we go. And this again is the MEFA Dip Powder Starter Kit. I think it was around $30. I will leave a link for it down in the description box. And if you have any questions on this, please put them down in the comment section and I will answer them as quickly as I can. I want to thank MEFA for the opportunity to review this dip powder starter kit, and honestly, as I believe a beginner could do the dip system as long as you follow the steps as they're written. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back and finish this up. I got this one to go, and oh, that one, and another one on this one. So there we go. Sorry that took so long to explain, but sometimes you have to explain it all. So like the video, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and the bell. I am having a giveaway soon, and the box is a pretty good sized box of giveaway items, so it's going to cost me a little bit to ship it. But anyway, thanks for sticking around, and smile at the grumpy.